how's everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7 back again for the final time this season with the View from the Van preview, looking towards Newcastle's trip down to Burnley, down to Turf Moor, to one of the most, how to put this nicely, unique away experiences in the Premier League. Fuck me, pop-up tents, and it's literally like stepping back in a time machine, go to Turf Moor. Lovely people down there, good banter, good atmosphere, but the stadium is, it's mad, it's crazy, it's different. It's probably the worst experience from a fan perspective than even Woodison Park, and that was shite. But yes, we go down there. Burnley are still scrapping for their lives. It's all or nothing for them. It's, you know, they've got to better the result of Leeds basically to be able to stay up. They will be given everything towards winning the game. Eddie Howe's came out and already said, look, Newcastle are going down there and we're going down there to win, and we're going down there to win to try and get into the top 10. Yes, you heard me right, the top 10. If anybody would have said to me after those 14 games with no wins that we would be fighting for the top 10 come the last day of the season, I would have thought you were some sort of glue sniffer. I would have tried to get you some professional help, or you were, you know, an alcoholic, something like that. You get the gist, because the turnaround from the dark days at the beginning of the season with another campaign with fucking Tim Pot, fucking Lee Charnley in charge, the bloke who has to wear slip-on fucking shoes because he can't fucking tie his own laces, useless twat. You got Mike Ashley that's fucking tighter than a duck's ass, and you got Steve Bruce who's, yeah, definitely fucking past his sell-by date. We started the season with that. We started the season with no wins in 14. We looked doomed even at Christmas time. So to turn that around, you know, the teams today, the likes of Leeds, they had such a head start on us. So to see our turnaround's been fantastic. And look, it's mission achieved. Whatever happens down at Turf Moor tomorrow, whatever happens, it is mission achieved for Newcastle United. Mission achieved for Eddie Howe. And they talk about a new contract for him. Yeah, totally well deserved in my books. Yeah. He's done such a great job, you know, to even stand a chance of getting in the top 10. The turnaround has been fantastic. People banging on pundits, Paul Mercer trying to get his fucking excuse book out early, Gabby Agbon, the Horn, the likes. Well, it's because they spent 90 odd million, but failing to see what Villa's spent, failing to see what all of the other teams, including the likes of Leeds, have spent. It's peanuts. And if you look at over the last decade, when the absolute pennies that we've spent in comparison to the rest of the teams, yet after one transfer window we're able to be, I think I put a tweet out today that if the season started in January we'd be like up in the European spots, you know. So it goes to show you what a fantastic job that has been done at Newcastle. And it whets the appetite for, you know, upcoming seasons. But to go back to the point, they're on about this, well, you've bought it, haven't you? The players you brung in, Bruno, Trippier, etc. And yes, we had a fantastic January. Nobody is going to deny that. But when you look at the turnaround at Newcastle, look at the turnaround and also see the likes for Joe Linton. This was a player who was just ridiculed, who couldn't hit the side of a barn door as a striker, to become like player of the season. You know, it's absolutely amazing. Look at the turnaround with the likes of Ryan Fraser, Fabian Schär. The list goes on and on. John Joe Shelby, who couldn't run more than 5 yards without keeling over and looking if he'd smoked 40 fags before he came out to play the game. Now, when he plays, yes, he's injured at the moment, but when he plays, he looks so much more fitter, hungrier, aggressive, you name it. And it's replicated throughout the squad. There's been so many players who have just got better and better and better. And you've got to put that down to Eddie Howe and his coaches. And I don't think enough's been said in the media about the turnaround and about what he has done. with the players that were already here, with the players that Steve Bruce and his coaches had at their disposal but just didn't utilise in the correct way, didn't play in the right formations, didn't put them in the right places, couldn't organise a piss up in a fucking brewery, let's be honest. But set pieces, corners, fitness, you name it, Eddie Howe has seen to it. You know, he's even talked about the detriment to his own sort of family life because he's been that engrossed from the crack of bird shit to last thing at night, sorting out the problems at Newcastle, and he's done an amazing job. So everybody that can go on with a little salty agenda and just say it's just down to that January transfer window and stuff, but I think that's being extremely short-sighted, and I think that's been disrespectful to the job that's been done at Newcastle. And I touched upon it before in the previous video, but the atmosphere, the positivity, the connection, that united front that was experienced against Arsenal, when everything is just utilised and comes together perfectly, it just creates this atmosphere around the club. It generates this energy around the club, and it just feels absolutely unstoppable. Newcastle, one of the form teams still of 2022, and when you're looking at some of the teams that we're coming up against, when you're looking at, you know, the rest of the Premier League and the teams around us in the form table, they have spent billions, absolutely billions, to get those squads, and we have rubbed shoulders with them very successfully over the course of 2022. So I give massive credit to Eddie Howe. I also give fantastic credit to the players and of course the ownership who came around. They did on the lap of honour, and yeah, they've got the book. And all this talk about Jose Mourinho and stuff like that, what absolute shit. If ever you needed evidence of just people just saying stuff and doing stuff for column inches, and clickbait and all that shit, there you go. Absolutely proof, if proof was fucking needed. So yeah, Eddie Howe's trying to get a new contract over the summer. He's relaxed about the situation, but it would be again a fantastic show of support and faith from the new ownership, and recognition for everything that's been achieved, because every fucker wrote us off but that man, and he's worked night and day to be able to achieve what we have achieved, and that is safety for sure, and who knows, possibly a top 10 finish if we get the result right against Burnley tomorrow. We are capable of doing that. If we could play anywhere near what we played against Arsenal, then yeah, you've got to think that Newcastle are going to get a positive result out of this game, get the 3 points. There are some injury doubts. We're still missing the likes of Joe Shelby, Joe Willock. We knew about that. Fabian Schär's being assessed through the protocols. Will he play? Will he not? I've got a feeling he probably won't. He won't be risked. They'll be given that time to recuperate, because any head injuries, any concussion needs to be taken really seriously. And I think Eddie Howe will see Jamal Lascelles on the bench. He'll see Federico Fernandez, who may get a send-off performance in this game. He'll see those options. He'll see Paul Dummett and think, do I need to take the risk? And I think the answer is probably no, and Fabian Schär will be sent on his holidays to rest up and to get himself ready for pre-season. So I do expect some changes here and there. So one of them, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see somebody like Paul Dummett start, Jamal Lascelles start in the defence. Will he be sentimental and play Fernandez to give him a send-off? I doubt he's that sort of manager, to be honest. You can never say never. Fernandez has been a fantastic professional, but I've no doubt it's probably going to be his last appearance in a Newcastle's shirt of any capacity tomorrow during the game. So I do imagine a change at the back. Target, he's going to stay next season, isn't he? I'm pretty sure that he's going to be saying, I'm not in the know, I don't pretend to be in the know and stuff, but from all the reports, from the journalists that you trust, from the people that you trust, all the noises suggest that he's going to stay. The interview we did after the Arsenal game as well, he almost said, yeah, I want to stay, it's up to the club. Please don't send me back to Gabby fucking Agbonlahor, that giant piss flap. So yeah, I'd imagine Target, and I think Trippier will be given a run out against another of his former clubs. I think he'll be given a start. Emil Kraft's played a lot of football recently. He hasn't let anybody down, and he was a lifesaver when it came to Fabian Schär, doing the right things, doing the first aid when Fabian Schär went down initially, making his airways open and stuff like that, so he didn't stop breathing. So I've got a stinking suspicion Trippier might play. I might start the game. He didn't start against Arsenal, so I think he might get a start. Chris Wood, during the press conference yesterday, was a bit. He was saying, well, he's due to join in today. I can't imagine if he's only had a day's training, will he start him against his former side with emotions clearly high inside Turf Moor. I can't imagine that he will. So I've got a feeling if at best he might be on the bench. But again, you've got Dwight Gale there who was given minutes at the end of the last game. Again, you'd imagine it would be his last game. So it's touch and go. Will he be just told, look, rest up, you've played a lot of football, you've also travelled all over the world, played for New Zealand, so rest up, ready for next season. I think that's a more likely situation. Callum Wilson getting the nod again up top. Yeah, we are missing a few players in the middle of the park. Sean Longstaff, will this be his last appearance in a Newcastle United shirt? I hope not. But there's been no contract agreed and it's the end of the season, so there's every chance that this may be his last game there. And imagine he'd be playing beside, obviously, the Brazilian wonderful, beautiful pair, Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes, playing their last game of the season. So it's still going to be a strong team. You're going to have St. Maximum in there as well. Miggy, I would say, on the other side, yes, there's still major question marks over Miggy. Will he be here this next season? Look, for me, I would keep him. I said that even when he was getting critiqued and criticised. I like Miggy. I like his work ethic and his never say die attitude. I think he gets the club. People will critique his amount of assists, amount of goals, of course, and you're perfectly right to do so. But I'd have kept Miggy. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that he may be one of the players that we're referred to as we need to make some difficult decisions if we're to progress the club on. A fan favourite by and large, but I think a player that may be moved on. It's the same with Dubravka in goal, who I'd imagine will start tomorrow. There's no smoke without fire, and these Henderson rumours just won't seemingly go away. Manchester Evening News was saying he was up in the area having conversations with the club as recently as Wednesday. So again, smoke, fire, putting one and one together. It looks a strong possibility that Henderson moves to Newcastle. Look, he's been unhappy about sitting on Manchester United's bench all this time. He isn't going to be coming, if he's coming, to sit on our bench. So, and I don't see Dubravka wanting to sit on a bench as well. So I expect Darlow to go, possibly Dubravka to go, Woodman to go. So a big change around in the goalkeeping department. We've obviously got Gillespie, who I would expect to stay. I'm not 100% keen on Gillespie. Nothing against the lad. But in what I've seen of him so far in a Newcastle United shirt, I'm not overly blown away, but I'm more than happy to support that every time he turns out for Newcastle in whatever capacity that is. But that's just my personal critique, my personal thoughts. And of course, Jake Turner as well has recently departed the club. Never made a senior appearance after he joined from Bolton. Was loaned out a couple of times last season to Colchester and the likes. His contract is up and he has announced that he has left the club. So again, massive changes potentially in the goalkeeping department, all change at Newcastle United. So we'll keep an eye on that. And yeah, Newcastle going down there to get the 3 points. Eddie Howe spoke about the fact he's worked there, he knows the club, but he's got a job to do, and every time that Newcastle go out on the pitch, there is a pressure to get the 3 points, and we want to see, end the season on a high and potentially in the top 10. And you've got to think about every position in the Premier League being worth 2.5, 2.6 million per position you finish up. An extra 4 positions, there's an extra £10 million for the kitty, for the finances. So every league position does matter. There are going to be some clubs that are on the beach who just toss it off. I don't think an Eddie Howe Newcastle United will do that. I just can't see it. He's all about eking every bit of positivity out, and he will want to continue the good form, the good momentum heading into the summer, so we get it right towards the start of next season. He did mention on the press conference yesterday a little bit of shenanigans about this USA trip. It's been cancelled. The tour has been cancelled. The tournament cancelled. We won't be going there now, so he's looking at other options. He's got a few. He's mulling over. He's working out the logistics. Can we get out of it what we need to get out of it for the 7 to 10 days? that will be on the tour. So disappointing, especially for a large Newcastle contingent over the pond in America who would have had a chance to see Newcastle. A fantastic market to be able to exploit as well, financially, commercially for Newcastle. And you see other clubs over there, your Spurs of the world, they're over there. I think Chelsea are on about going over there. There's a couple of clubs due to have pre-season tours over there. We won't be one of them. Talks about possibly Saudi again, but I heard earlier in the week that Saudi was most likely to be, in the winter break, during the World Cup. They may have a training camp out in Saudi Arabia for some warm weather training for the players not involved in the World Cup. So that makes sense. And then Newcastle will look somewhere else for this tour that's coming up for the summer. So yeah, we wait further news on that. I think we're all pretty positive that we can get something down at Turf Moor. It's great to be involved in a last day drama in the Premier League, but not to be directly affected. Clearly, for Burnley and Leeds, it's going to be a very stressful, traumatic, 90-95 minutes of worth of action. Newcastle have got to go down there, be professional, do our stuff. If we play even at 50-60% of the intensity that we showed against Arsenal, then you would have to expect that Newcastle would get the victory, wouldn't you? You'd have to think that. And boy, you'd go into the summer even happier. A summer full of speculation, transfers in and out, changes at the club, improvements at the ground. We've already seen the Shearer statue finally relocated to near where Sir Bobby is stood as well. So that is fantastic to see. I expect changes across the board when it comes to the first game of next season that myself and Carl will be at. Season tickets are already done, sorted. The demand was so high we just couldn't risk anything at all, wanting to change, maybe move around a bit, but no. we've just snapped up the tickets that we can get hold of. So looking forward to next season, and a few as well on the road. Hopefully another successful season and a march towards a European competition would be fantastic. Europa League, Europa Conference League, anything, any European competition at this stage of the game would be fantastic. And who knows, we might just do something in the cups as well. I've said that since early 90s, so don't take my word for it. But yeah, it would be absolutely fantastic. So just want to say a massive thank you to everybody watching the videos, like and commenting on the videos as well. If you can do, please do subscribe. It does really help. It doesn't cost anything, but it does really help us out, and it helps to try and grow the YouTube side of the channel. But we also are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok as well. So we're a few different places. So yeah, if you get the opportunity, please do subscribe to all of that. There'll be the review after the match, and then yes, into the summer. So looking forward to it, and looking forward to next bloody season and tearing it up. Fantastic. So yes, take care, keep it tuned. I'll speak to you later. Ta-ra.